The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Fairfield Ludlowe High School for a very special sports broadcast on the HAN Network with John Kovach. I'm Rob Adams, and today we're very happy to bring you the coverage of the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament right here at Fairfield Ludlowe. The parade of athletes are already beginning, John. It's very Olympic style to bring them right on in.
Very Olympic style and a great atmosphere. You've got officials volunteering their time. They're talking to assistant coaches, they're talking to the media, they're talking to all the people they're told not to talk to. You've got able-bodied athletes and special needs athletes are going to share the court together. Really going to be a fun afternoon here at Fairfield Ludlowe.
22 teams have made their way here from 11 different high schools, and it's just, we've been meeting the athletes, we've been meeting the coaches. The atmosphere here is really something special.
It really is. They're getting a non-stop ovation from those in the crowd. I've seen some alum here who have come back to watch this. I mean, that says something, that you've got Fairfield Ludlowe alum returning on their spring break to see this event. Sometimes
we're always tempted to say the pithy thing, John, and the pithy thing might be to say the score doesn't matter, but the truth of the matter is the score doesn't matter.
This is about sports as a way of elevating the human spirit, sports as a way of making a person whole. This is what it's all about behind us.
Very excited, by the way. Hopefully we're going to work Sean Saylor in today as well. He's on a camera right now, but he was very forceful in saying to me early on, and he's not one to say this, he said, if you need, I'd like to go on the air that day, and I'd like to work him in.
I want to get him in. Can't wait to have Sean holding one of these mics.
This is one of those smaller groups today on our side. We've got Marty Hersom, AJ Simonowski, Eric Gendron. I already mentioned Sean Saylor, Josh Fisher, John, and myself, and honored, thrilled to be here.
Oh, really looking forward to watching this event as it unfolds.
Why don't you watch it all unfold? Watch them come into the gym. Just enjoy it and soak up the atmosphere. John and I will rejoin you. But take a look at the pictures and enjoy the sound.
And now the Greenwich Cardinals. Nice round of applause. Welcome to the Greenwich Cardinals.
I'm 21.
Excellent. Next center in the gym, welcome the Bassett Lions. Nice round of applause for the Bassett Lions. And finally, a big round of applause for the Norwalk Bears. Norwalk High School Bears. As I said, we have 22 teams representing 11 different schools here today. It's a record crowd. Nice round of applause for all our teams. Congratulations and welcome.
It's a great shot, John.
I would like to bring up...
Yeah, that sums up how big this is.
Light our cauldron. Becca, come on over, please.
Here's the lighting of the ceremonial flame, so to
You're
speak.
ready? Bring it up there. There it comes. Great job, Becca. Thank you very much.
You're not supposed to clap in the press box, Rob, but I don't care.
That's okay. Today's an exception.
Now to recite our oath, I'd like to bring up Andrew Burbank from Fairfield Ludlowe High School. Andrew, come on up here, please. Big round of applause for Andrew. Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Nice round of applause for Andrew and Becca. Well done, my friend.
You know, really a code that all athletes, all people can abide by.
And together, as we do every morning here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School, I'd like to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's stay here for the Pledge of Allegiance.
For all.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, we are ready to play a little bit of basketball now. Before we start, I also want a huge round of applause for the Board 9 referees standing over in the far corner who are here to officiate our games today, volunteering their time. Thank you to Board 9.
Yeah, I'm clapping for the officials too, Rob.
Yeah, why not? All donating their time.
Rotations here today. Everyone will try to rotate through here on the main court, and this is court 2 right here. Court 1 is right over here, and in the other gym will be court 3 and 4. The coaches should have the schedule, but I have one here, and they're posted around.
I gave 2 of them away.
We will start off today on court 1.
I have a schedule.
Which is right over here with
I'm not
Ludlowe 4 and
scrolling
Trumbull
far from
4.
you.
On court 2 will be Danbury 5 and Staples 5. On court 3, the other.
So you're beginning to get an idea that there will be 4 different courts. We told you about the number of teams, the number of schools that are represented. Look, you're not going to have traditional play-by-play today. We might sprinkle a little bit in throughout the broadcast, but this is as much about having fun and talking with the good people here today as it is about anything else. With that said, we will take a break. We'll come back to Fairfield Ludlow. We'll show you some of the action, and we'll bring you some guests. John and I, Sean, the entire crew, return to Fairfield Ludlow right after this. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
The HAN Network is the leader in local broadcasting in Fairfield and Westchester counties. We reach tens of thousands of viewers via our live news, sports, and entertainment broadcasting. We can create your advertisement and broadcast it through our programming to one of the most affluent markets in the United States. And remember, our broadcasting is live, which means viewers cannot skip or click past your marketing message. And we measure our audience and their demographics on every broadcast. To advertise on the HAN network, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Ludlowe High School, the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. I'm Rob Adams, and standing out on the floor, ready for the first guest of the afternoon, not only John Kovach, but Sean Saylor as well. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Rob. We're joined by Paul Mengold. Paul is Assistant Director of Unified Sports for the CIAC, and this is something that really, in the past few years, we've seen the CIAC get very deeply involved in.
Well, yes, we have. It's been around for quite a while. It's the brainchild of Bo Doherty, the head of Special Olympics Connecticut, and Mike Savage, who is the executive director, who decided to go in concert together and bring this program to schools, which has been great.
How many such events do we see around Connecticut during a year?
I would say on a seasonal basis, we probably have about 25 events per season, 3 seasons, about 75 to 80. That's just tournaments. Then we have individual contests where one school will play another in between a varsity or junior varsity basketball game or soccer game. So it's really taken off. We have about 90% of the schools in the state of Connecticut have a high school team.
For you as the director, what is the best thing for you to see these kids out here playing?
The best thing is to have the opportunity for the young people to play. I mean, it's really been great to see so much enthusiasm and to be showcased. I mean, look at the breadth of this tournament. 15 or 20 years ago, you wouldn't see this type of environment, but it's really successful. There'll be teams at Mohegan Sun this weekend playing in between the CIAC boys and girls basketball finals. So it's been great.
Do you find, because I've encountered it in my coaching, that some of the able-bodied athletes get just as into it, if not more into it, than the special athletes at these unified events?
That's the great thing about this. This is only my second year working with the program. I had coached when I was at Amity, but to see the young people to work in concert with one another, the inclusion piece, and for our special athletes, they are celebrities in every school that we go to, and it's so nice that they're just recognized by their peers.
When you try to see them coming together with the partners, what is the best thing in terms of the partners? Like, what do you like to see the partners do?
There's so many great things, Sean, that have happened. I mean, one of the greatest things I observed was last year at a basketball tournament at Wilby, where one of the partners asked one of the athletes on her team to go to the prom, and I thought that was quite unique, and it actually brought the house down. It was a big event. It was almost like when you see people get engaged at a Major League Baseball game or something like that. It was tremendous, and just to see that type of camaraderie is just great, and that's what this program was all about.
I think they're about to tip things off behind us. Paul Mengold from the CIAC, thank you so much for joining us. Great job with this. Glad to see this taken off.
My pleasure. It wasn't for people like Dave Schultz, these types of things wouldn't happen. And Dave does a wonderful job here, and should be, his accomplishments with this program are just phenomenal. I mean, look at the size of this thing. This is Dave Schultz.
He does a great job with it. Rob, let's go back to you for the tip-off.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. As we bring it back courtside in a matter of speaking, we're glancing down at Fairfield, Ludlowe, and Trumbull as they get ready for the tip. And John and Eric will both be, John and Sean will both be lingering around as they are off and running. And we'll bring John back in. There you go.
Should I be confused now because this isn't really following the schedule I'm looking at?
No, it's not. Well, no, Ludlowe, Trumbull, okay.
Oh, okay.
They're down on court one. They're okay.
Oh, okay. They flipped the Okay.
Oh, well, it's court 2 that, okay.
I see now what we're doing.
Court 2 turned into Staples New Canaan as opposed to Staples Danbury. That's all right. I'm not keeping score today.
I don't know that you need to.
Nah.
Well, hustle there on the rebound on court 2. There's a coast-to-coast break.
He can keep grabbing his own boards. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going to keep shooting, as he should.
There we go.
There we go. Right near us, we're watching a game go on as well.
This is New Canaan and Staples. What I think's going on, Rob, I just saw the Danbury team. I think the Danbury team may have caught delays.
Okay.
So the Danbury team may have just gotten here and they flipped the schedule a little
bit. The thinking was we'd be off and running at 3, but, with the rain, of course, there we go. Ball dropping in right in front of us. It looked like Molly Chaffee of New Canaan hitting that shot. So now they move the ball in transition for Staples. Again, the officials, as we were saying, all from Board 9 and all volunteering their time.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of these are the same guys we saw volunteer their time at that cancer benefit at Fairfield Prep when St. Joe's and Trumbull played each other.
Right.
We're seeing a number of the same officials here. They really do get out and make themselves available for charity work. They do a tremendous job with that. They're not, and you hear people demonize them from the crowd at some of these high school games. They really don't deserve that.
No, because although, they are guys that are certainly doing their best, and are they volunteer on a regular basis? No. When they perform and do, have a game to do, they are not volunteer. But still, they are just like us. They go through all the training and all that, but they don't deserve what gets heaped at them.
No, and then you see them at stuff like this. And I was cracking wise, as I'm wont to do with those guys, because they said we're probably going to have a couple of them on during the course of the broadcast.
Yes.
To talk about what they do and their involvement with the unified sports. And they said, well, we're not usually allowed to talk to the media, but in this case we're volunteers, so we will. And I'm an assistant coach, for those who don't know, and they're not supposed to talk to me either.
We're keeping an eye on the Trumbull game now, as Sean has joined us on a headset as well. Oh, he just missed off the front of the rim. He's going to hit it. So keep moving. And they'll send it back the other way. So that's Ludlowe and Trumbull. Closest to us on court 2, we're watching New Canaan and Staples. That's New Canaan, of course, in their white with the black and red. And Staples, of course, wears a very nice navy blue. I'm a big navy blue guy.
You are. Oh, nice. Nothing but net. And 2.
Well done. She hit both of them.
Nothing but net, both baskets. That's 4 by my count, right?
That's right.
Or is she behind the line? You got to give her 4 on that, right?
I think you give her as many as she wants.
That's true.
New Canaan being coached by Priscilla Schultz, the wife of Ludlowe Athletic Director Dave Schultz.
I am told she has been dictated to that she will come speak to us at some point.
I'll let you tell her that.
That was her husband told me that. For those who know a thing or two about the HAN network, the Falcon has just made its way into Fairfield Ludlow's gym, and of course, we spoke with the Falcons several months ago. As much as one can speak with a Falcon. If you recall my conversation with the Falcon many months ago, John.
Yes, and Danbury has now, so we've changed teams, big game now.
That's all right.
Eric will be changing the graphic and the score bug now to reflect such, I'm sure.
Danbury now on a fast break.
He almost hit that, too.
He did.
Many of the teams did give us a roster. We don't have rosters from everywhere. There is the Falcon. That's my friend right there. Well done. There we go. Hit the shot right here. To be exact, only the scoreboard is running in terms of the clock. They will play these games, and then they will shift things right back up as Ludlowe is hit.
You know, if you want to get specific, more games here than there will be at Mohegan Sun this weekend, no?
I think you're right. Ludlowe team 4, and I'm trying to see who hit that shot. I want to say that was Becca Kenley. I think it was. You spy Josh Fisher right in the middle of it, and we are certainly allowed, if we deem so, to work our way around the court and talk to people. Whenever you're clutching news and notes, I want to know what those news and notes are, Sean.
No, it was just the schedule.
We've got about 7:20 remaining in this first set of games. Now, there are 2 games going on in the smaller gym here at Ludlowe. I don't have the experience with the smaller gym. You do, I'm sure. I'm sure you know this building a little bit better than I do.
Not much. I don't spend a lot of time in the building because I work full-time for the HAN network. But the smaller gym right across the hall, and they're playing some games in there. Not as much in terms of bleacher room, etc. This really, it holds the main event for girls basketball, etc. And obviously for unified basketball here.
Small gym used to be the main gym when it was Roger Ludlowe High before the consolidation of Fairfield High.
All right, they have worked him right in here for the slam dunk. From Danbury. Here we go. Rolled right around the edge. Nice shot at the other end.
What's great is each team is applauding the other's shots.
Absolutely. That's it. We'll get him adjusted there. He's going to hit this basket.
He's going to get it.
This one's coming right here. Slam it home.
Go old Daryl.
There we go.
Oh,
I want him to go Daryl Dawkins.
I want to go old Daryl Dawkins
I thought
there.
that's what you were saying.
Played at Love Trot.
Nice basket by Trumbull down the other end.
Trumbull's having some fun shooting the rock at the other end. Now Ludlowe, there you go. That's what we call going off glass.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of gunning down the far end. There's not a lot of assists being given out. Nice behind-the-back pass by the official.
I saw that. You're an old school or NBA guy like I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go a little older school.
Oh, yeah.
John and I date back to, the things like Bernard King and Dr. J, and absolutely.
Now you're talking. So now you're talking. Now, back when they played basketball.
You know it's an expression now for kids to say Kobe and they don't know why.
No.
You know my son as well as anyone. And we've got a timeout on the floor in the other game. Well, he says Kobe all the time. I showed him a picture. I said, "Who's this?" Maybe it's Kobe, Daddy. So then I showed him Michael Jordan. Didn't know. We're all good in the other game. Everything's fine. Back here. Danbury's trying to go off glass. I like the one before that went through both baskets.
I want to see that again.
There we go. Nice shot. As you can see, just under 4.5 remaining in this first set of games. This is the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament at Fairfield Ludlowe High School.
Jack was the son of Superintendent David Title. He and the family are here, and we are scheduled to talk to them at some point before he heads up to Ingalls Rink in New Haven.
Exciting day coming up at Ingalls. Day one of really 5 exciting days, but this the first doubleheader semifinal, and Fairfield, the co-op, playing later on, Sean.
Yeah, they've had a great run this year. Had some big wins in the regular season, beating New Canaan, Ridgefield. Wouldn't be surprised to see them play Friday night.
New auxiliary gym, the next gym for round 2.
3.5 remaining in this. Look, they've got a good goaltender, and they've got a stud of a star in Jake Fuss, so Fairfield can play it. And Staples West and Shelton also representing the FCAC, although a little bit of an SWC SCC feel to that team as well.
That's an interesting one in that, are they eligible for the FCAC? Because at some point they were not, because they're a co-op, but yet they are eligible for the state.
And they were eligible this year.
Yes,
they were. In previous years, there were, you try to do the best you can, and I've talked with Dave Schultz and John Kutzo and others about it. You try to do the best that you can to keep everybody kind of appeased. And, bottom line is, who's it about? It's about the athletes.
Exactly.
It's about the kids.
Nowhere is it more about the athletes than right here at the Fairfield Ludlowe Gym, where we're bringing you the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament.
Fairfield Ward and that's a fine segue right there, my friend.
It's what I do.
Fairfield Ward is making their way past us right now. They are scheduled to be up against Danbury, Team 3. Will go up against Danbury 3 over on Court 4, so that's out of our sight. We'll see them a little bit later.
That is a big group of athletes there.
Certainly is.
And the cheerleaders making the trip.
Nice to see the cheerleaders come out. Well done, ladies. Excellent job. I like the horseshoes on the T-shirts, by the way. That's a nice touch.
That's a nice touch. I like that.
Action continues in this first round of games here. Before things started here today, we were all excited when we first got here because they were playing floor hockey. That was a lot for us to handle because we all wanted to jump in.
Yes. Now I'm watching the Trumbull team on the far end, and it's the unified athletes teaching the teammate how to shoot. Really, you really see how sports can bring people together. Give her the assist once that hits.
That's all.
But it really exemplifies how sports can bring people together.
Some of the Danbury Unified are walking by now as Danbury is hitting back here. Nicely done.
Just under a minute to go in this game.
Go ahead, you had it.
No, just under a minute to go in this game.
I thought he was doing a good job. I thought I was going to give him my job.
No one replaces the legendary Rob
Come on,
Adams.
don't do it. Yeah, you're the legend, my friend. 35 to go in this first set of games. Danbury and Staples continuing right here, and that's what we've got on the monitor right now. And, of course, the logo of Special Olympics Unified Sports in that lower right corner. Young man from Staples converting. Down to the final 7. My feeling is give them that last shot. And the first batch of games has come to an end. So we will take a break. We'll reset. We'll have a guest for you here in just a moment. John, Sean, and I return to Fairfield Ludlowe High School right after this. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
I really wanted something that felt like a home. Coming from a big house, I wanted the feel of a home as opposed to a condo. My property taxes on my single-family home were close to $20,000 a year. Now that I've downsized and I'm in a townhome, and because of the condo tax laws, my fees have gone from $20,000 down to about $5,300 with the star exemption. There is no other townhome that compares in the area. This is where I want to be.
Can't wait for it to get warmer so you can start fishing again? Get over to the Dock Shop, where they have the latest in fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. You'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Ludlowe High School. John Kovach with Rob Adams, Sean Saylor, and the rest of the crew here for the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. We're just getting ready for the second set of games. Rob Adams and Sean Saylor are courtside with a special guest.
And he is the superintendent of the Fairfield Public Schools. He is Dr. David Title. And Dr. Title, thank you for your time today.
This is great. Thank you so much for coming to cover this. This is fantastic for the athletes.
We know this is the Jack Title tournament. Who is Jack Title?
Jack Title was our son. He was an athlete here, and he played for the Unified Sports teams in Fairfield. When we moved to Fairfield, when I took this position, played for 3 years. At the time, Ward did not have a team. We were in the Ward district, so he played for Ludlowe, and he loved it. He loved basketball. He loved the athletics. Loved the Unified Sports. Dave Schultz took him under his wing. Dave's a great guy. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, he passed away from some medical complications at age 20. And so it's very fitting that this tournament's in his honor because he loved this. And we're very thankful to the school district and to Mr. Schultz for letting other people experience this under his name.
What a wonderful way to honor him.
Yeah, and I mean, what these student athletes get out of this is not measurable. The self-esteem, the athletic participation, being part of a team, all the advantages of participating in high school and intramural athletics are often not available to these students with disabilities. And Unified Sports, Special Olympics give these kids an outlet. It allows them to experience success. And there are really some very good athletes out here. We saw a guy make a half-court shot earlier, and my son sometimes would throw in three-pointers, and people were amazed. Sometimes people are amazed at what kids with disabilities can do, and this is an opportunity for them to do it. And the partners, the Unified partners, get a tremendous amount out of that. My daughter, who's not disabled, was a partner in the Unified with both of my boys who are disabled, and the Unified partners, they get a tremendous out of it. And you get real officials with the striped shirts. It's just a tremendous opportunity, and it's been growing over the years. CIAC is behind this now. It's really fantastic all the way around.
As Rob kind of alluded to, what does it mean to have, for your family, to have this in Jack's name and all that Dave Schultz has done?
Dave's been tremendous with this. I said he's overseeing the growth of this program. My son got incredible benefit out of the Unified Sports, the Special Olympics. It's really where he shined in life. And he wasn't great at everything, but this was really a chance for him to be center stage. He could be lighting the cauldron or reciting the pledge, being out there and experiencing really a whole positive environment for kids with disabilities. It's huge. And Dave has done and grown this and allowed a lot of other families and kids to experience this. It's incredible. We were blown away when he said, "Well, we're naming this," and his name is up on a banner. It's very heartwarming. And Dave Schultz is still going to be involved because he's going to still work for the FCAC. But we have major shoes to fill in the school district to replace him. He's one of a kind.
He certainly is. He has been so great for Fairfield Public Schools in total. Dr. Title, after you leave here, I mean, your work is never done. You've got another sports event to go to today. Yes. Very big, very exciting for Fairfield.
Yes, it is. And I do my best as superintendent to try to get to as many of the interscholastic events as I can, particularly the state tournament. And so I'm off shortly to go over to Ingalls Rink to root on our boys team, Ward Ludlowe boys ice hockey team. Hope to beat Guilford and get a chance to go there on Friday night and win the state tournament. I remember when we did this, I think it was 3 years ago, 2013. That's a great experience. What a great experience for our kids. So if I have any night off, any time in my job, I'm in an event, music event, sports event, no matter what it is. I just love it. It's just such a big part of high school, are the athletics. It's not really an extra. And whether it's a music, a concert, athletic event, no matter what it is, art show, I do my best to be there. It's a big district with a lot going on, but tonight will be special. So this is a great doubleheader for me. Unified sports in the afternoon, state tournament semifinals at night. It doesn't get any better than this.
Dr. Title, thank you so very much for coming to talk with us today, and it's an honor, really. It's been a fun day already.
It's great, and thank you so much to your network for covering this. I think it's the first time that you've done this, and this means a lot. And these kids and their families are going to be able to go home, and I know you replay it. They're going to be able to watch themselves. I mean, that just adds to the satisfaction that everybody will get from this, so thank you.
Absolutely. John Kovac, back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Great interview there. Really special to hear from Dr. Title. The family so touched by this. As we're working now, the second set of games in the court close to us, Court 2, you've got New Canaan facing Greenwich. The far court, you have Greenwich taking on Trumbull. Rob's back in. Rob, it was really special to hear from the person who the tournament's a memorial to his son and who's really done a lot for this event in Fairfield.
Absolutely true. And, obviously so much is being said about Dave Schultz, who probably would appreciate it if we don't say so much about him. But, he has been such a big part of this conference for so long, and now he's going to be the man running it next year. It's quite a tribute to him and to all these athletes, and I know that's where they want the focus to be, is on the athletes.
They do, but we would be remiss in not mentioning the other big set of shoes that Fairfield will have to fill, and those of Superintendent Dr. David Title, who is taking a position with Sacred Heart University next fall.
That's big shoes as well then. We have about 9:20 remaining in the second batch of games here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School. And indeed, we're watching Greenwich and New Canaan out in front of us right now. And again, just as before, there's Greenwich and, let's see, we've got Greenwich and New Canaan here, we've got Greenwich and Trumbull down at the other end. And of course, the thinking had been for so many years, Greenwich and New Canaan, one of the great rivalries in the FCAC. On this day, there's no rivalry.
No. When you watch opponents applaud a shot in the middle of the game, that's really kind of what it's about.
Absolutely.
It's about succeeding. It's about trying and succeeding.
As we glance between both games, Trumbull hitting down at the other end.
I'm particularly enjoying the movement of the basket back and forth here, as they have different height baskets for different players.
Hit that one pretty easily. So the action continues here at Fairfield Ludlow, and there goes the hoop. You saw it go right by our camera.
Nice baseline save over on court 1, Mike.
Everybody having fun, and that's a big key to this.
Not a lot of whistles tonight, Rob.
No, and some of them have the traditional whistles right in the mouth, but not blowing them.
Probably, it's got to become instinctive.
I would think so.
Have to ask Cato about that.
Chris Kalin, of course, our HAN Network colleague, who is also an official. He is a basketball official, works mostly JV and freshman games.
He'll work his way up, very enthusiastic about it.
He will work his way up, and I'm sure it's quite possible I may lose a partner as a result of that. But we'll see. My old hockey colleague, John Spang, he and I worked Greenwich hockey for a good decade plus. John was a hockey on ice official, but he made sure that on his docket was never Greenwich.
And you see that. I mean, you can make it work.
Yes, and therefore John and I could continue to work as a team, as we did, as I said, for well over a decade.
You know, you have Sergeant Tom Brown works at New Canaan. New Canaan's never on his schedule.
That's right. Make sure to keep him off your schedule. That's all. It works. As you continue to watch here, Greenwich hitting. So Greenwich moving along quite nicely.
Oh, half-court shot just off the mark.
We already saw one hit before. Keeping an eye on the Falcon right there. Falcon keeping an eye on the action, more importantly.
Yeah, there's a lot of long-range gunning going on, Sean. Nobody's shy about shooting here this afternoon. Nice shot down the end. Kind of like the tournament, because I can't say the two words that start with M without running afoul of a trademark. But nice to have different games to check up on.
Is that, yeah, it probably is copyright.
Oh, yes, it is. Ask the Indiana High School Athletics Association.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't think they're the behemoth that the NFL is in terms of saying the words. I think you can say them.
You can't use them to promote.
Can't use them to promote. No, you cannot. Cannot. By the way, I'm going to need a Final Four from you.
I'm going to need to look at the bracket.
Brackets came out yesterday, long before CBS could put them out.
Yeah, that went well.
Yeah, so there was a statement put out by the NCAA today apologizing for that.
Oh, yeah, they'll look for blood.
Don't stretch your pregame show to 2 hours. Just like the Academy Awards.
Well, it all comes down to, it's a matter of dollars and cents, my friends. 4.5 remaining in this second bank of games. We're watching Greenwich and Trumbull at the far end of your picture. And just in front of us is New Canaan and Greenwich. There
we go.
She can shoot. She has hit a bunch of shots.
Yeah, she really can. Nice baseline jumper there.
That was a little out of our shot. We were watching a shot down at the other end between Greenwich and Trumbull.
I hope nobody asks me a score.
Now you get a better look at both games. In the foreground is Greenwich and New Canaan, and in the background is Greenwich, of course, in the red and white, with Trumbull wearing that black and gold. They are not, no matter how many ways, and it still happens to this day, they are not the Trumbull Golden Eagles. The band is the Golden Eagles. I know a Trumbull High School alum who has made sure that has been drilled into my brain. I may or may not have exchanged texts with that gentleman today.
Bucket down there for the Golden Eagles.
Send those cards and letters to John Kovac.
That's for me. Any feedback is good feedback.
Under 3 to go. You can see the clock in the background, of course. By the way, the nominees for the HAN Network Athletes of the Week came out today. Tis the time of week. And I have to admit, I recused myself from a nominee this week. I didn't feel fair considering that we did not call any games in the previous week, so I stepped out this week. But Emily Anderson of Greenwich Basketball is one of the female Athletes of the Week nominees. She had 21 points, 10 rebounds. Greenwich, of course, knocked off number 2 Fairfield Ward in the quarterfinal of the Class LL tournament, 64-46. The usual name that you will find every week almost on the Female Athlete of the Week is Hannah DeBalzi of Staples Track and Field. 4th in the 5,000 meter at the New Balance Indoor Nationals at the Armory, 3rd time is the charm, Rob, in New York on March 11th. She ran in 16:32.26, which of course I do in my sleep. Tiana England of Stamford basketball, 25 points. Thank you, John. 25 points as Stamford knocks off South Windsor 66-57 to advance to the championship in Class LL, where they will take on the Greenwich Cardinals. And Abby Wolf, as the pizza smell begins to waft into the gym.
Yeah, this is not good.
Abby Wolf and it is Pie Day, so I expect some pizza today. Abby Wolf of Greenwich basketball is the final nominee. Great player, of course. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Greenwich will play in the Class LL championship game. I am not aware of Greenwich girls basketball ever making a championship game. Certainly not for the state. Now, in the FCAC, they were in it last year. In fact, they played right here. You remember, Sean. They played right here and lost to Ridgefield. In fact, Greenwich almost hit a last-second shot to win that game. And, you know, that is back toward the tail end of we were just beginning the transition from radio over to video. And I remember talking to Marty Hersom and you about it, because you were down in New Canaan that night at an open house. And you all listened to that game down in the building. And just how riveted everybody was that game. It was a heck of a game. But
I was trying to remember why I wasn't at that game. You're right.
Yeah, you did a show down in New Canaan. Yeah, it was a chamber night. We will give you the male athletes of the week when we switch to our next game, as we're down to about 20 seconds remaining in this bank of games here. Again, this Greenwich and Trumbull, as well as New Canaan and Greenwich. Next up, should the schedule stay the way it's supposed to be, we'll have Danbury and Stamford on Court 1 and Ward and Ludlowe on Court 2. To the final 2 and 1 of the second set of games, and we're finished. Well, in theory, as the clock hits 0, but no buzzer. Where's the kaboom, as Marvin the Martian would say? There it is. Okay, I feel better now.
Because technically it's not over until the buzzer stops sounding, as I recall.
They say play to the final whistle, play to the final buzzer, same thing.
That's the way it goes. So we will see those next teams and those next games right down here in the large gym at Fairfield Ludlowe. We will take a break and we will come back right after this. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network. At Innovative Health and Rehabilitation, we provide an advanced level of care to resolve symptoms and minimize recurrence. Our experienced professional staff design and implement effective plans to return individuals to their prior level of function. We specialize in the treatment of orthopedic and sports injuries, pre-post surgical rehabilitation, performance enhancement, strength and conditioning, vestibular rehabilitation, balance and gait training. A convenient location and flexible scheduling is available to accommodate your needs. We look forward to providing you with a comprehensive level of care to meet your rehabilitation goals. We are also affiliated with 3 high schools, Norwalk, West Hill, and Stamford. Our certified athletic trainers cover the athletic events at the high schools to prevent, treat, and educate student athletes and injuries. Our certified athletic trainers also take part in the New Canaan Youth Football Program. Reach us at 650 West Avenue in Norwalk. Call us at 203-852-9903. Innovative Health and Rehabilitation.
Denali is your outdoor retail destination in the Westfield Trumbull Mall. For the last 21 years, we have carefully selected clothing, footwear, and gear from a variety of the best outdoor brands, such as the North Face, Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, UGG, Merrell, GoPro, New Balance, and many more. Our stores have a friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you with all of your running, hiking, and cold weather needs, and in discovering all things outdoorsy and awesome. Visit us in the Westfield Trumbull Mall or online at denalioutdoor.com.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at DarienSport.com.
Welcome back to Fairfield Ludlowe High School, the 2016 Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament on the HAN Network. With John Kovac, Sean Saylor, I'm Rob Adams. We send it over to the aforementioned gentlemen I just mentioned, John Kovac and Sean Saylor.
Thanks, Rob. We're here with somebody we've heard so much about today, and that's Fairfield Ludlowe Athletic Director Dave Schultz. Dave, great event here, record attendance. You said 22 teams from 11 schools. How did you get involved in unified athletics?
You know, it was probably 7 or 8 years ago, and the CIAC offered a little grant to start a unified program, and I went up and had a meeting with them, and we started with a very small group of maybe 4 or 5 kids. Now we're up to 17, 18 special needs kids, along with our great helpers that we have here at Fairfield Ludlowe, our student helpers who are just incredible. We practice every Friday. We start the first Friday of September when we get in here, and we go every Friday right through the end of May, either with our soccer program or with our track program and basketball. And it's just been a great joy for me.
I know you have many different regular games with the unified. How do you organize the tournaments?
Tournaments I do via the athletic directors in the league, who have, I started with meeting with them. They sign up through the CIAC. And then the CIAC gives me the info for me to set up the tournament and run it here today.
How much bigger can these tournaments get?
Well, I think we'd probably max out at 24 teams here because of 6 rotations with four courts would basically be about it. Our soccer tournament was a little smaller here and a little quicker. And our track event in May is going to be really big. We have a good time with that also.
And that'll be here as well?
Yeah, I do. I also host that here also.
No, when you bring in these teams, or when you bring in your team, what are you looking to get out of the partners, or how do you find the partners?
Well, the partners they just come every Friday. They know it's an every Friday thing. They come here, they help out. We have a club called Circle of Friends here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School that meets during the activity period, and they also take part in that, working with our kids. Then they're just great representatives of Fairfield High School and how they feel about just helping our kids.
Coach, what advice would you give a coach or an athlete who's thinking about getting involved as a partner in unified athletics?
Well, it's the most rewarding thing. What happens for it is our special needs students, when they're going through the halls now, they have friends, they have teammates, they get high five, they get recognition. And that is why I think it's the most important thing that we do here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School. And I think every school, once they realize how it helps their school grow closer in both of these groups, it's something you really want to start.
Absolutely. Sports is about bringing people together, not tearing them apart. This really accomplishes it.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I have our girls basketball team here. They serve as hosts. They help me set the whole tournament up. They bring the teams around. In the fall, I had the soccer team do it, and in the spring, I have the girls lacrosse team do it. So we're including a lot of different people in this, and it makes for a great event.
And a lot of that is thanks to you. Dave Schultz, Fairfield Ludlowe Athletic Director, thanks so much for making this happen. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to us on the HAN Network.
My pleasure. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean.
Back to you, Rob.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll take it back over here as we watch some of the action as we're into the third round of games. In the far court, you see Danbury and Stamford. And in the near court, it's Ward and Ludlowe. As the guys come back and rejoin us. Good stuff so far.
It's been a lot of fun to just watch these games.
Yes. Danbury and Stamford, I mean, they're actually trying to play some defense down there.
Yeah, that's actually
there's some legit
contest.
Yes,
going
there's
on.
some legitimate hoops going on down there. Should have been keeping score on that one. See, they're putting the hands up and everything. That's the first whistle I've heard all day.
That's only because it hit the court.
I was content to let that one count. What the heck?
Why not? What a great crowd and a great turnout in terms of, we talked about the award cheerleaders. The Danbury contingent here is just huge. Oh, we're gunning down there now.
Oh, yeah, they're having some fun shooting the rock at the other end. There is a Stanford 55 jersey. I will not try to get that away from them. I did see the Fairfield Ludlowe jerseys before, and I thought, I'd be happy to wear one for the day.
Sure you would.
Saw the ad for our good friends at Denali at the Trumbull Mall. I actually was in the Trumbull Mall. I never get there. I was in it yesterday, and I got to finally see the great Denali store, which, of course, they have provided our really, the nicest jacket I've ever owned, and it's not even close. Which many of us have today because it is a chilly day. When I arrived on site, I got here just after Marty and John did, and I said to both of them, today sort of defines blustery, raw, nasty day outside. But it's spring, almost. About a week away from spring. You counting down?
I am.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I saw yesterday, I believe it's 22, now 21 days to opening day.
Yeah, spring training, I've watched some of it, but it's not the same, obviously.
I spoke with Norwalk Athletic Director, and again, one of the real blessings of what we've done in our agreement with the FCAC, and John and Sean and I can all say we've all been around the FCAC for quite a while. John probably longest because he's been in the area the longest. I've been here since the late 90s in reality, and Sean's just younger than us, so by process of elimination. But the point I'm trying to get at is through what we've done here with the HAN network, we've gotten to know the athletic directors and the coaches and all like never before. And Doug Marchetti has become one of those real go-to guys, the Norwalk AD, guy that I've gotten to know quite a bit. So I was chatting with him before, and just the remarkable job. And he said to me, he said, it's as a first-year athletic director a year ago, Dave asked him to get involved with this very event. He said, Dave's not going to steer me wrong.
No, he won't.
And that leads me around to the announcement of our broadcast schedule, which, get ready, Sean, here we go. Hitting the road again. April 2nd, Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, our first broadcast of the spring. Norwalk, Brian McMahon. A little game we like to call baseball right here on the HAN network.
New field, as I understand?
A new field just down the road from Norwalk High School. They played at City Hall Field for a long time.
They did when I was at the Hour, and that's 87, 88.
So what you're telling me is keep my schedule free April 2nd.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I got to get you a copy of that schedule, too, which I will.
Sounds good.
And then you can start filling it out, and we'll get the boys and girls on the road, and away we go. Speaking of such things, make sure you've got your dance card nice and empty for us to show up at your school over the next couple of weeks. The FCAC HAN Tour is on the way once again, or the HAN FCAC Tour. The HAN Cruiser will be stopping at 17 high schools throughout Fairfield County. And the goal is for me to continue to do every interview in one take. That's the goal. The stated intention.
Been good about that, though.
Well, it's a result of a remarkable crew. I'm joking when I talk about the one take stuff, but it's just all of our sports editors who all come out and support us at all these sites, and then the crew that's behind the scenes. There you go. There's one of those double hit right in front of us.
I didn't think we'd see another one of those, to be honest with you.
Got the basket position just right for that one.
Still, it has to be perfect.
Down to 6:45 remaining in this third set of games now.
5 rotations. Have we acknowledged the officials?
We have not acknowledged the names of the officials. I know John Anesta stopped by and gave you the list, and hopefully we'll talk to some of them. They're all pretty busy, so I don't know if we'll get the chance, but John Anesta, one of those, and some of these names we know really well. I know the name John Anesta for sure.
And John Anesta and somebody left with him, and forgive me for not remembering who it was. They're working a state game tonight, but they stopped here to do this before.
That's tremendous.
But you've got Joe Stage, Glenn Colello, Marty Wharton,
Ward Byrne, Mike Smalley, Tom Farisi, Ralph Gutierrez, Willie Vasquez, and Max Rothman. Gentlemen, if I had a hat, I'd tip it to you because you all deserve great, great acknowledgement for being here today and volunteering your time.
As you talked about earlier, with no rivalries, you see Ludlowe and Ward playing right in front of us. It may be 2 schools, but it's one town, and that's just great to see this.
It's fun to watch.
She's going to, it's going to say, there's the dunk. And she gets applause from the Ludlowe crowd as well.
That's what we like. That's what we like to see.
Oh, nice shot down the other end here by Ludlowe.
Let's take a look at some of the shots that have been taken here this afternoon. There's a great shot of the lighting of the cauldron. Some of these really don't need much narration from any of us.
No, they really don't. The faces tell the story, particularly in that shot.
Look at that, going strong. Slam that ball right home. The concentration, I love that. On the fast break. There you go. That's it right there.
That's real beautiful stuff. That Josh Fisher's making his way around the venue.
Right in front of us. He's going to tip that.
There we go. Have you ever done an event like this, Rob?
This is a first for me, and I've covered a lot for sure, but I cannot remember doing an event like this. Sean, how many times have you been a part of anything like this?
I've been here the last couple of years helping Dave. When I was, obviously, I went to Ludlowe and Dave got me involved in helping these kids. So probably 4 or 5 years now.
That's tremendous.
I know if I wasn't with you guys, Dave would probably have me out there.
Oh, he still had you working.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, always.
Sean was hard at work on site setup before, and it was not for the HAN network. But Sean, as somebody who's watched this event, I mean, how have you seen it grow?
I mean, when there's so many more teams here, I know when I first came, I know Dave was doing it longer than I've been around it, but there were a good chunk of teams, but now you've got many more, and I know Dave would like to get as many as he can.
He said 24 was the kind of the max, and he's right about there. What a turnout today. This is wonderful. Just under 3 remaining in this set of games. As Danbury and Stamford continue at the far end from us, you're seeing Ward and Ludlowe right now. Spy the cheerleaders in the background, all with the white ribbons in the hair. And a nice job by those ladies to come out today. There's a lot of character building here for everyone.
We cover a lot of ultra-competitive events, and we end up in a lot of discussions about this, that, and the other thing that might elevate the importance of certain things. This kind of reminds you, and it's a recurring theme, as to what athletics is all about on a personal level.
Just under 2 minutes now in this game.
How's your bracket holding up, Sean?
Do you have a Final Four for today?
No.
Some of the banners that have been hanging here all afternoon. And we watched them get put up. We were some of the first in the gym. But everybody got represented. Big shot down and to our left, and that's what all the cheering is for. And you can see the banners in the background. And the one banner I really like, you get a look at it. Now, these are some of the handmade banners, but as you come across, you're going to get a look at the Fairfield Ludlowe Jack title one, the unified one, the named banner, if you will. But I want to keep coming a little further because, again, in an event like this, you can say things that sound pithy. They sound idealistic. But there's a banner further down to the right. And I want to get a look at that in a moment. Because I think in our climate, I think it's worth reading these words in just a moment. As we're watching Stamford and Danbury continue on. There you go. Pledge to show respect to everyone. Again, John, I'm not trying to be idealistic, but, you know, there's something to be said about pledge to show respect to everyone.
It really is something that can be learned from athletics at all levels, because I think respect does sometimes get lost, unfortunately.
We're down to the final seconds here. Let's see if the buzzer actually sounds this time. The horn is not sounded. The clock is stopped.
No, there's an auto buzzer on the horn, so Dave must have turned it off.
Dave turned it off because what he's doing is he's letting everybody get one last basket. So he'll go over and monitor it himself. That's him in the far right beyond the cameraman.
Okay, we're going to finish up this game. We're going to keep playing for a couple minutes over here on court 2.
They're letting court 2, which is the what in front of us. And we'll keep an eye out for that last basket. Oh, there it is. That one kind of bounced around and went in. We will get ready to take a break. We're just going to watch the conclusion of Ward and Ludlowe. All right, they're bringing it back for the tomahawk dunk. Ready? There you go. That was Tyler Harding. Nice job, Tyler. And the last basket here, down to our left. Oh, that rode the rim. Woo. Another shot. Here we go. Off glass. Give him one more. Up. Nope. Off the front of the rim. One more time. Goes and grabs the rebound. Backs it out. Ooh, dishes to the left. Up. There you go. And with that said, that'll end that group of games. We'll get ready for the next batch as they'll shift things up and we'll see some new teams come into the gym here at Fairfield Ludlowe. You're watching a very special edition of the FCAC on the HAN Network.
The HAN Network travels all over Fairfield County in our HAN Cruiser, covering news, sports, and entertainment.
And when we do, we make sure that our HAN Network branded floor mats are with us to keep the dust and dirt outside.
These mats get filthy, and there's only one company that can get rid of that kind of dirt.
Triple S, with locations all over Fairfield County. We're just now pulling into their Stamford facility. Rob, let's go see if Steve and Wanda can clean these mats up.
Wanda, Steve, literally thousands of feet have walked across our mats in the last 5 months in wind, rain, mud, more.
Is there any way you could make these mats look like new again?
No problem.
That's what we do here. Come on in.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities with locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford. Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
What's happening up in Hartford and what's trending in the Nutmeg State?
Join Kate Chaplinsky
And Josh Fisher
on CT Pulse live Wednesdays at 12:30 to find out.
We talk to the leaders and newsmakers while breaking down the stories you should be paying attention to each week.
With the help of HAN's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith, we take a humorous look at the news of the week. We talk about everything you were told you should avoid bringing up in polite company.
CT Pulse, Wednesdays at 12:30 on the HAN Network.
I'm Denise DiGregoli, the host of The Drive on the HAN Network. Join me Tuesdays for some motivational, intelligent talk with a little humor as we visit with people who live their lives mindfully. Tune in to The Drive live on Tuesdays, 12:30, here on the HAN Network.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Ludlowe High School, HAN Network's coverage of the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. John Kovach with Rob Adams and Sean Saylor. Whole crew here bringing you a day's worth of basketball here. Unified athletics. We have special needs athletes and able-bodied athletes. Rob Adams is courtside. Rob, we're going to do something a little different.
High, Doug Marchetti, and get him out into the floor.
Say that again, Rob.
Got me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
We're planning to do something a little different. We were going to harass the athletic director from Norwalk High School, Doug Marchetti, but we brought him right over here courtside with us, and maybe we'll get him out there on the floor as well. How's it going out there?
It's going great. I'll tell you, it's such a great event for these kids. My kids are having a blast, and I'm looking at all the other schools, and between the athletes and the partners and the parents, it's just a great event all the way around.
Doug, I was telling the story earlier on the air that you and I talked off the air and how last year you got involved with this, and just you figured you weren't going to be steered wrong in this event.
No, you know, there's such great leadership at the CIAC level between George Sinnott and Paul Mengold and a bunch of other guys at the CIAC level who really support this program, and it's a big part of everything they do. And here in the league, you got Dave Schultz, who's run events like this for years. So the leadership is so great that, again, it's really hard to screw it up, no matter how hard you may try. But the guys have been great, and it's we've kind of followed their lead, and it's been a great opportunity for our kids.
As an athletic director, you see a lot of different sporting events. What's your favorite part of an event like this?
I love watching the interaction, Sean, between our athletes and then their partners, because it's a group of kids that usually wouldn't get together, and just the interaction between our kids and the other kids that are playing with them, it's really fun to watch. Both groups of kids are having a great time.
Doug, who are some of these kids out here that we're watching?
Well, let's see, for our athletes, we've got, let's see out there, we've got Sebastian Cotto and Jesus Martinez with a nice jump shot right there. And then we got Aiden LaJoy, number 10. And then we've got our partners. We've got the Dona Jakai, who's one of our track athletes. Brendan Brown, who's one of our football players. And then we also have Dakari Eason, who's one of our lacrosse and football players. We got Louis Maturana, who is one of our football and track athletes. We got Chris Buzzio, who's one of our baseball players. We've got great representation from all of our programs. And it's, like I said, the kids are having a great time doing it. And I'm loving it.
We're loving it too, and we're going to come see you guys again very soon down at Norwalk for another edition of the tour, and everyone seems to have so much fun with that as well.
The kids look forward to it. You know, this is, we were talking about the spring season, and the kids, we do a picture with our spring leaders, and they were all asking me, is the hand network coming? You know, so people are waiting for you now. You know, they can't wait to see that big RV pull up and get interviewed, and it's really become a fun event. But you know what? That's a credit to you guys. You guys have done a great job covering our league, and the quality of your broadcasts and how interactive you are with the kids. It's really been a great situation for the league. And I know, just speaking from Norwalk High School, we're thrilled with how things are going, and we hope that something continues for a long time.
Going off that, obviously this is great, what are you looking forward to in the spring season for your teams?
Well, I'll tell you, for our teams, you know, we're hoping for some success. We're very excited to be opening up our baseball field over at Nathan Hale. You know, it's an artificial turf surface. It's been a long time in coming, so we're really looking forward to getting that up and running. But also, we have another field at Nathan Hale that's going to increase our ability to have practices and maybe extend our practices a little bit, instead of having a bunch of teams just sharing the one field that we had at the high school. So the fact that our program's going to be able to grow and get a little bit more time, hopefully that will contribute to some success on the field as well.
Doug, great job. Thanks for a couple of minutes, and we're going to see you on April 2nd.
Absolutely, Rob. You got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug.
All right. Doug Marchetti, the athletic director of Norwalk. John, back over to you.
Thanks, Rob. 2 games going on right now in front of us. We've got on the near court is the Norwalk-Danbury game that Doug Marchetti was coaching. McMahon and Stamford on the far court. Again, we are in rotation 4 of 6 here at the Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. John Kovach with Rob Adams, Sean Saylor, and the whole crew. The whole name of today, as the sign says, pledge to show respect to everyone. You've got signs that the cheerleaders here made for all of the teams. 11 schools, 22 teams, a huge event, all in the name of getting everybody together to play basketball, to make each other better. And it's really a great event. And Rob and Sean have a couple of special guests down at courtside. Rob?
John, thank you very much. We're joined by a couple of members of Trumbull High School have come out. Carlo Tomasio and Sean Tate are both here. And gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So how's it been going so far?
It's been great. We really had a really great time. We finished our 2 games up, very successful. A lot of baskets scored. Carlos did a great job leading he was a point guard today. Did a really nice job for us.
I saw you shooting the ball before. You did a nice job shooting the rock.
Thank you very much.
How are you enjoying this? You know, how's this experience been for you?
I mean, I had experience since I was a little kid. My brother was a coach. We did rec basketball for 2 years, I guess. And I don't know. I mean, he just taught me a lot of good things. And from the day here in the future, I mean, every day I'll get better and better.
Shooting the ball right pretty well so far, Sean.
Yeah, Carlos, what's your favorite part about being out here today with all these different kids?
I mean, this is just something I do. Life. This is, I mean, once again, something that I do daily, and it's just fun.
Sean, for you, what is your favorite part of the day? Do you have a favorite part?
I mean, the parade's great when everybody's coming in. We had 22 teams today, which is amazing. We were here last year, and there weren't this many in here. And then I think just seeing somebody score a basket. You know, we had a guy on our team, Mark. Every time he scored a basket, it was the greatest thing. And that is pretty much what it's about, you know.
It's like winning March Madness in his own way.
Oh, absolutely, and you could just see the joy it brings everybody and everybody involved. It's just a really great event.
Do you have a favorite athlete, a favorite team? You know, do you have a favorite basketball player?
I mean, I was inspired by LeBron James. Cavaliers was my favorite team when he went on there. ever since he was on the Heat, I like the Heat too. I mean, LeBron James was just a great guy to follow, and he was a great guide to watch and learn different things from LeBron James.
Am I wrong, Sean, if I say he took his talents to both Trumbull and Fairfield Ludlowe here today?
He did. Indeed he did.
He did. Gentlemen, thank you both. Hope you have a lot of fun. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thanks a lot. And we would like to thank Mike King and Trumbull for really supporting everybody and backing the team.
Absolutely, and thank you. Great job out there. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Good job from them. Back to John Kovach.
Thanks, Rob. 8.5 to go in this latest set of games. Again, rotation 4 of 6 here in the main gym at Ludlowe. 2 gyms working, the main gym and the small gym. We're staying here in the main gym. Rob, welcome back.
Thank you. Great to be back with you.
And Sean is back with us as well.
He will be in a moment. He is chatting with the Mr. A.J. Simonowski right now.
Yeah, we should probably run down the crew, as I have not done that in a bit.
Yes, I would be happy to do that for you. The papers have gotten a little tangled up here, but I will do that for you. There it is. Along with Marty Hersom, Josh Fisher, A.J. Simonowski, Eric Gendron directing. The legendary Sean Saylor couldn't hear me say that. John Kovach alongside of me. I'm Rob Adams.
What's interesting as you watch these games unfold, 2 things. One, you see that in any organization, leaders develop, people step up, and you can see the leaders step forward on each of these teams. The other thing that you see is they're not keeping score. It's a tournament, but it's not. But you watch the coaches, and when an event's going on, they're your kids on the court, and they are intensely watching them. They're coaching them up all the time. They're living and dying with what they do.
What I love is the passion out there. And, you know, I can see Doug Marchetti in the background. Look at that shot there. Now, he kind of disappeared out of that shot. But when he comes back, the smile on his face just says so much to me. You see him right there in the green shirt, the green pullover, straight back, that jacket. He's just loving it.
Good defense being played there, too, by number 2 of Norwalk.
Yeah, the rosters have all gotten a little shimmied around here a bit.
And there are a number of rosters.
There are. And we thank everybody who has passed them along. We have tried to throw you some names here and there. But they are having fun. As down at the far end, you can see McMahon and Stamford. And Norwalk and Danbury in the foreground right here with us. And just under 5:55 remaining in this group of games.
You get some guys try some Globetrotter-like tactics.
Why not?
If they're not going to call a walk, why wouldn't you?
Again, our spring broadcast schedule gets underway as we were talking with Doug Marchetti at their new field at Nathan Hale Middle School. That'll be their first game, and it's a rematch of a game that I will hold in my heart for the rest of my life. Norwalk and Brian McMahon. Ring any bells?
That was a great weekend.
That was Cooperstown, New York last weekend, or last year rather. It was April 19th to be exact that we did that game up there, a Sunday afternoon, and many of the same people on this broadcast were up there that weekend. What a great, great experience that was. I am so disappointed that nobody from the FCAC is playing up there this year, because I would have been begging and pleading, or I would have just said, okay, I'll take the day off and go up and do it myself.
I'm tempted to just drive up. I haven't been back since, and I really need to go and get in there.
That's so much came out of that weekend, and I still talk about how great it was. But the great irony, if that's the right word to use in this spot, is we all go to Cooperstown, home of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Eric Gendron drives up, never sees anything more than the gift shop. John Kovach drives up, never sees anything more than the restroom in the gift shop. I was there before anyone, and I went straight to Doubleday Field, walked around for a bit, and I knew once Paul Silverfarb showed up, my day was over. I was lost at that point. But he and I did get into the Hall of Fame. Marty and Josh Fisher joined us a little bit later on. We were able to see a little hint of it. But it's a lot to see.
We have just had our first foul of the day. And let me say it was legit.
Yeah, this game's getting a little, I wouldn't call it tricky, but there's been a couple hard plays.
Let's just say he got his money's worth out of that foul. That was not a ticky-tack call.
By the way, if you're on Instagram, I invite you to follow both Sean Saylor and Saylor Sports because I've just tagged him in the same picture.
Oh, boy.
When you're not on Instagram, right?
I am not.
Okay.
I have enough problems with social media.
Well, in any event, as John and Sean talked with Dave Schultz before I took a picture of them, so I just put that up. We're on Instagram, by the way, at HAN Network CT. For all of your Instagram needs. Under 3 to go here.
Foul shots.
Oh, we're shooting free throws here.
This is 2.
All right. Serious stuff here. Nice form. Oh, I think he hit it. That looked like a good shot to me. Second one coming.
Form is good.
I like it.
Very good form.
Playing a little fast and loose here. Danbury bringing it right back in transition.
Oh, boy.
Loose ball. We were ready. Look at him backing in. I love this. Backing in along that baseline. Under 2 to go. And still a few more games remaining here today.
2 more rotations, if I count this right.
For all your Fairfield County news needs, and outside of the Fairfield County area, of course, we cover it all. Coffee break tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Kate Chaplinsky anchors. I've got sports and weather for you. And as much as I love sports, I do love Don Eng's history segment.
Always interesting.
Well, Don does such a good job with history that he takes it. I'm more likely to say on this day X, Y, and Z happened and fill in a little nugget about it.
Yeah.
Don breaks it down. What a job he does. Really fun to watch.
Into the final minute. Coming up on the final half minute, actually.
And this is the annual Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament at Fairfield Ludlowe High School. Down to the final 24 remaining.
The Olympic flame is fantastic, by the way.
The cauldron, I love it. Sean, by the way, you got a feeling for that hockey game tonight?
I'll say Fairfield's hot, and I'm a Fairfield guy. I'll stick with them.
All right. Winner plays at Ingalls Rink on Friday. And that one at the buzzer.
First buzzer beater of the day.
Oh, they're having some fun. Big round of applause for all these teams as this group of games comes to an end. We'll take a break here at Fairfield Ludlowe. We'll come back with more action in the 2016 Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
Here at the Organic Yard, we use bionutritional products in our lawn care programs, which reduces the need for fertilizers, nitrates, phosphates, and pesticides up to 80%, making a safer environment for your family and pets. With our organic lawn treatment, you'll receive vigorous, healthy plants with improved root development and better drought resistance. Enroll now in our 2016 Organic Yard program and get a free organic deer tick treatment. Call us today at 914-764-5491 or go to our website at millerslandscapinginc.com.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332 and online at stratfordsmile.com.
Want to learn how sponsored content can help your business? Let the HAN Network help. First of all, what is sponsored content? Well, it's a story, video, or other content compelling enough for folks to want to read it, view it, or interact with it, and it's sponsored by a business. We create this kind of content for clients all the time. We build an interesting story or video that carefully weaves your business's brand into the narrative. It might be a story about how the condominium law in New York State makes property taxes on condos much lower than in Connecticut. The sponsor is a condo developer in Westchester, New York. Or a video explaining the European roots of a cafe and yoga studio in Wilton. Or talking about the history of a brand, product, or store while showing its modern-day incarnation. Or even a poll that asks readers to answer a question that leads them to your brand. Let the HAN Network Content Studio build a story around your business.
Back at the annual Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament, Fairfield Ludlowe High School. I'm Rob Adams. John Kovach, Sean Saylor, both standing out on the court. Gentlemen, out to you.
Thanks, Rob. Joe Kaufman joining us from Stamford High School. Joe, how did you get involved in Unified Athletics?
Well, I'm a special education teacher, and it's just part of the curriculum program that we do it. First, I really like to thank Ludlowe, Fairfield Ludlowe. They put on a great show for us, and it's really nice. That's how I got involved. I actually coach football and baseball at the high school, so in the off season, these kids, it's great. It's absolutely great.
As a special ed teacher who spends all day with the special needs kids, do they get as into the athletics here as your athletes on, say, the football team?
Absolutely, all day today. Coach, when are we going? We got a game today, Coach. We got a game today, right? I said, absolutely. They love it. I love it. It's the most rewarding coaching I do. Okay, so much for that.
As a special ed teacher during the day, how does it help you when you're working with these kids after school?
Well, basically, I know them. It's a little easier to work with them because I know them. I know what they like to do, and they all try hard. They work real hard at this. We literally do practice on Tuesdays. They do cardio work on Thursdays, and this is an important part of their curriculum. It's an important part of their education. It's great.
One of the things that people who coach find, and I'm an assistant football coach as well here at Ludlowe, you find that when a student athlete is in season, they tend to perform better academically They're more focused on school, what needs to be done during the day. Are you seeing the same with your special needs athletes who are in unified sports?
Absolutely, absolutely. They know that they're going to be not able to do work from, let's say, we get on the bus at 2:15 till 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's a long day for them. We start school at 7:30, and then they'll be there till 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah, they work hard. They come into the classroom. They do what they have to do. And I know myself, when I played in college, in season, I knew I had no time to waste. They're very good. They work hard, these kids, in and out of the classroom.
What do you just like seeing best here overall?
What do I like best?
What do you like best about what you see here overall?
I just like the camaraderie. I think that it's great that you pretty much got the whole FCAC here. And I think that it's dynamite the refs. And, you know, it's a game, but it's a game played as a game. You know, kids get a chance to get out on the court and play ball. I mean, what could be bad about that, getting out on the court and playing ball?
Joe Kaufman, Stamford High School, thank you so much for what you do, and thanks for stopping by with us on the HAN Network.
My pleasure.
Rob Adams, back to you.
Thank you, guys. As we watch the next bank of games going on, Ludlowe and McMahon on the far court, and right here on the near side, that is Ward and Staples. As this annual tournament continues on here from Fairfield Ludlowe High School. Of course, this is really the final week of the winter season, with the basketball championships coming up this weekend at Mohegan Sun. All of the championships will be resolved, both boys and girls. And it's a shame that the ladies have to wait as long as they do, because they play their semifinal games really by Friday night. The semifinals are all wrapped up, and now they have upwards of 9 days to wait before they play. Minimum 7 days in reality.
I'm truly surprised more isn't made of that. There was the hue and cry, and rightfully so, when the girls' ice hockey championship was called short after 2 overtimes last year. But the fact that the girls have to wait 8-9 days between the semis and the finals, I just have a problem with.
I do too. I don't know the answer, because normally the CIAC has the ladies start their season a week before the boys. Generally speaking, in the winter, and generally speaking overall, the ladies get a bit of a head start for whatever reason. I really don't know the logic there.
I believe that was done before they tried to do the big all basketball weekend at Mohegan Sun, because you had certain venues that hosted finals, and you had to squeeze it in.
And going off that, because it's between seasons, I don't know why you couldn't just make that change, as John said, and start it when the boys start. Girls basketball and wrestling start that Monday before.
Right.
You could just move it all to starting the Monday when all the other sports start.
And look, there's the complaint about the basketball tournament being held at Mohegan Sun because it's about as far east as you can go in the state of Connecticut. I don't have a real beef with it. I think it's a pretty cool event. The idea of the run to the sun just works. I've been the one time that we all went, of course, and may go again this weekend. And I don't know, it works. It's special.
It is special, but I just don't like the long layoff.
I don't
and maybe
either.
There's a solution to it. I don't want to do anything to change what has really become a celebration of high school basketball in Connecticut.
I agree. And, of course, this weekend as well, Friday and Saturday, will be just the magnificent hockey championship. Connecticut, of course, is blessed with great hockey to begin with. And we've, sent a few, more than a few players to the NHL. Cameron Atkinson of Greenwich and Max Pacioretty, of course. Brian Leach, among the names I'm trying to think of. And I'm trying to think of one more.
Kevin
Shattenkirk. There we go. And, of course, Chris Drury. But it was Kevin Shattenkirk I was trying to remember, because I was trying to remember the players that I got to see in my Greenwich days. Between Cam Atkinson and Kevin Shattenkirk, of course. Just about 8 minutes remaining in this bank of games. But Ingalls Rink, I tell you, they just have got it right when they do games
They
at
do.
Ingalls Rink. That is the place to go see hockey. It really is. And I love Webster Bank Arena, and I love some of the other places in Connecticut. But, man, Ingalls Rink is a treat.
So historic and such a unique design.
The Yale Whale.
I may have to make the trip up. We'll see we'll see what happens tonight. May have to make the drive up Friday.
I was up there in 2013 when Fairfield made it, and I'd never been before. As a fan there, it was just a cool atmosphere. And I know you guys have been up there calling games.
But it's one of those venues, and there's so many of them, where I've never been as a fan. And that I think I would enjoy.
It's not easy for me to go to a game as a fan. It really is not. Oh, it's not easy at all. There you go, almost off the top of the backboard that fell in. Under 7 to go. One more group of games after this. So it's Ludlowe and McMahon in the far end of your picture. And right here in front of us, that is Warden Staples. These are both Group 3 teams. And we will see Greenwich and Stamford a 4-3. And then we'll see 2 5s, Ludlowe and Greenwich, to finish things out.
These are not seedings, folks.
No.
These are ratings to the team, and it has to do with certain things that they evaluate with the student athletes.
I think that's fair to say. The evaluation. Fair enough. Just about 6 minutes remaining here in this one. Great job by the athletes, of course, but you know who I want to also make sure to mention are the partners who show up and give their time to help out as well.
Yes.
And the coaches and the many volunteers. They have all made this a fun event. There's some movement down at the other end.
There are some long shots being taken down at the far end.
They're not afraid to throw the ball up down that way.
Oh, nice job of avoiding the block.
I was afraid you guys were going to turn my microphone off when we were talking with Carlos Tomaso, and he said, and I said to him, taking his talents to Trumbull and Fairfield Ludlowe. I was afraid I was going to get disowned for that one.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it when it was first said. The trouble is that everybody does it now.
Everybody does do it now.
And what bothers me, too, is you watch, and I probably watch far too many of them, but the all-star football games, all-star high school games, and they'll have these kids make the announcement of where they're going to college, and now everyone, I'm taking my talents to the University of Alabama. I'm taking my... No, you're going.
Yeah. Of course, famously, LeBron James said it in Greenwich.
Yep.
Is that now 6 years ago?
All of that, I think.
Yeah, 2010, I think.
2010, right? In Greenwich at the Boys and Girls Club.
Were you in there that day?
I was right outside. So was Eric Gendron.
So was, I know Paul Silverfarb was there.
Paul and I were there together that night, actually. I walked down from WGCH, got a ride back with Ken Borsick and Paul Silverfarb after the event was over. But Paul stood with me and standing not too far away from me. And smartphones were not all the rage in 2010 as much as they are now. They were the rage, but not as much. My old colleague Nick Fox was standing right next to me. He had a smartphone on, and he was able to immediately relay to me Miami Heat as soon as LeBron James made his announcement. It was a circus that night. So we had that very early on. But what a night.
So much rampant speculation based on nothing other than the fact that it was in Greenwich, that it was going to be the New York Knicks.
I never thought he was going to the Knicks.
I didn't know.
Did not think he was going there. 3:20 to go in this.
As a Net fan, I was kind of hoping he was coming to Brooklyn. Well,
at the time, still New Jersey, right?
New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's right around the time I did go to a Nets game out at the old Meadowlands Arena.
an arena of many names.
Oh, Lord.
You should have just called it the Springsteen and got it over with. It would have been easier. Under 3 to go. That rattles in at the other end. But right now we're keeping an eye on Staples and Ward. The one Ward player trying to play some defense. There you go, right off the front of the rim. Good look. Ball almost climbed the ladder. There you go, look at that.
What's great is making sure that everybody gets that basket. You'll see, somebody on one team give the ball right back to somebody who would be viewed as an opponent if we were keeping score.
Of course.
And make sure they get the hoop.
We've mentioned our schedule a couple of times throughout this broadcast, and not only will we have baseball, but we will endeavor to have softball and boys lacrosse and girls lacrosse, perhaps track and field. Have toyed around with the idea of golf and tennis, and it's going to be a busy spring once again.
It'll be fun. Culminating with the FCAC final.
My count of how many events, and this is just for conversation purposes, how many games we have covered in total since September, 73. Wow. And some more coming here in the spring.
Nice bucket there.
Likely culminating on either the Friday or Saturday of Memorial Day weekend with the baseball championship.
At Harbor Yard?
At Harbor Yard once again. We will try to cover as much of it as we can. And it's only going to get better, folks. It's only going to get better. For as much as we cover, there will be more. Under 1 to go.
But it's still fun to do something new like this and give these athletes their coverage, their day on the network, and let everybody see what they can do. What a nice shot there by that young man from Ward.
Down to 32 remaining. As we hit the final 20. Crowd's having some fun with the McMahon team down at the other end. So Ludlowe and McMahon, as well as Ward and Staples, will wrap up these games, leaving us with Greenwich, Stamford, Ludlowe, and Greenwich. And that will be the final 2 games that will be right here in front of us, and that'll happen right after this. One last group of games right here in the 2016 Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. You're watching the FCAC on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
For over 25 years, Mike Cizik Painting and Wallpapering has been the name to know for residential and commercial properties in Fairfield County. He uses only the top brands, including Benjamin Moore, for impeccable preparation and lasting quality. Call Mike now and receive $500 off any job over $7,000. Mike is currently accepting reservations for spring, so call him today at 203-770-8869 or 203-972-3310. For your custom painting, finishing, and staining needs, it's Mike Cizik. At the Sylvan Learning Center of Darien, experienced teachers and personalized academic support equals superior results. Our certified teachers uncover skill gaps, address specific needs, and help students realize greater academic success and increased confidence. We're enrolling now. Individualized after-school tutoring in reading, math, history, elementary math, algebra, geometry, calculus, high school science, and study skills. For a free consultation, call 203-655-3276 or email gmcsylvan@gmail.com.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We're back inside Fairfield Ludlowe High School's large gym. Of course, in the small gym, they had some other games going on, but we're down to the final 2 games of the day in the 2016 Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament with John Kovach and Sean Saylor. I'm Rob Adams. Glad you joined us here on the HAN Network for this very special afternoon that's been a lot of fun so far.
It's been inspiring because you see the joy in the faces of these young athletes. You see the celebration of achievement, and you see sport for what it's supposed to be, uplifting.
In front of us is Ludlowe and Greenwich, and at the far end is Greenwich and Stamford.
It's a plethora of Cardinals on the court right now.
A plethora, nonetheless. I am not worthy to work with Sean Saylor.
They travel in flocks.
But you know who I got that word from.
Yeah,
so.
we're fully aware.
Do you mean the aforementioned Paul Silverfarb?
I do.
Uh-huh. Well played by you. So Greenwich and Ludlowe will get started right in front of us. Greenwich and Stamford at the far end.
Oh, I have to say, I'm happy you're standing in between me and Kovach right now.
Why? Why?
Because you want to reach over.
No, I don't. I don't have that kind of time.
Or energy.
No. I also want to watch what happens here.
Well, we saw her before. She can shoot.
Yes, she can, and she does again. Trying to get the defense going.
Doug Marchetti said something else to me earlier today, the Norwalk Athletic Director. Today is, in Connecticut, Pitchers and Catchers Day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So they are off and running for the spring season. Ludlowe working the fast break here. Look at this.
The crowd is on the court. There's a lot going on here, Reb. Coming back the other way for Greenwich. Dribbles around 2 fans, an official, and nails it.
There you
I've
go.
never uttered that sentence.
Nice baseline jumper there.
Doing play-by-play. I have never uttered that.
Just when you think you've said it all.
Exact. Things I didn't think I'd say today.
That is the Stamford Orange team down at the far end that you're getting a look at.
In white. The other Stamford team played in orange.
Oh, you're right. That's the Stamford White down there. Excuse me.
Okay.
That's Joe
I didn't know if
Kaufman's
that's
team.
how they
No, you're right.
differentiated.
Nope, the Orange team was here earlier. That's the Stamford White team.
Having grown up where the team called the Red Devils wears green uniforms, I just wanted to see what was going on with
Well,
that.
there's a team in the FCAC that's called the Blue Wave that occasionally wears black uniforms.
That is true.
And white as well, but you expect white.
Right.
Nice shot there by Greenwich.
Stayed with it till he got it.
That's all that matters. We have 11 minutes remaining. This is the Ludlowe 5 team out in front of us. As we mentioned, it's the 4 and 3 at the other end.
You very seldom hear you're still in the game.
At times, there isn't a whole lot that John or Sean or myself need to say. The pictures pretty much tell you all.
Pretty much.
And they have been more than ably directed by Eric Gendron, with camera work by, among others, Marty Hersom and A.J. Simonowski. And as John said, some of these officials are going to go officiate another game.
Yeah.
And now they're running basketball hoops back and forth. Got to be in shape.
You have to.
As we come down to the final 9:20 here. Down at the other end for Stamford. Stamford White shooting the ball down there. Now it's Greenwich shooting, of course. Now that's a shooting form. Gets the run, then kind of lifted his legs. I like it.
You do see some good fundamentals.
Great shot of the cheering section for McMahon, all enjoying their pizza, wearing their medals. Great shot.
That was a great shot here. Underneath, lay it up with the spin.
Of course, if you enjoy sports talk, join Sean Saylor on Nutmeg Sports. Wouldn't he be good at that?
He would be.
I know he would be. All right, I'll host it tomorrow. What the heck?
Yeah, you got it tomorrow?
I do have it tomorrow. I'll come in tomorrow. What the heck? Maybe Wednesday as well. I get to work with Dave Stewart Wednesday. I think there's an advantage to that. Seven and a half to go. Look at the smile on that face. This wonderful event here, Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. Named after the late son of the superintendent of Fairfield Public Schools, Dr. David Title, who was with us a little earlier. He had to head out to go watch some hockey up at Ingalls Rink.
I believe it was over the winter that he donated a kidney to one of his other two sons.
To his son, Russell.
Yes, who was here.
He was here today.
Yes. Also a daughter as well. And as Dr. Title spoke of Jack, you couldn't help but certainly count your blessings and just kind of take a deep breath as you listen to him speaking about his son.
And there have been some very emotional moments today as this has unfolded. And that was one of the really emotional ones for me, was to hear Dr. Title remember the young man for whom this tournament is named.
Absolutely true. One of the things that has been kind of cool for us today is, having our whole group on hand. And it's not a big group today, just a very efficient group. We got some great pictures here from Josh Fisher, as well as a shot of the cauldron being lit here earlier, and just a look at some of the action here. This is some of the earlier activities today.
But just to look at the faces, the joy of the competition, of being out there and trying. There's a beauty inherent in that.
Again, not a whole lot we need to add to those pictures. Just some of the look of determination and fun and trying to work the fast break. And the smiles. Let me bring it back to live action. Greenwich and Stamford.
Really been one of the more beautiful events that we have covered.
Yes. It's just because we gave Sean a headset today.
Yeah, that might have been a bad decision on your part, Rob.
No, not at all.
One of the better decisions I've made. Are you kidding me? All right, here we go in transition. Greenwich is moving the ball right out in front of us.
Nothing but net.
There you go. Under 4 remaining. Many have received their medals. People moving in and out, just enjoying the atmosphere. On this rainy, chilly afternoon. I can't think of too many other places I'd rather be than being here. I mean, it's rainy, chilly. Where would I rather be?
Exactly.
Scooped right off glass.
I really liked what Joe Kaufman said about the way that his athletes on the unified team are just all fired up all day because they have a game. And they work. When they know they're in season, they're focused on, I've got to get my work done because I want to play that night.
And it again, leads back to a conversation we had last week where you just want to get labels away.
Yes.
I don't care male or female athlete. I don't care here today. These are athletes.
Exactly.
I don't want to label anyone. Except for Sean. I don't know what I'd label him. Other than the legendary, which is what I normally call him anyway.
The greatest was the suggestion of Director Eric Gendron. Through to short.
No, I have to draw a line somewhere. I keep going here. He's going to have a swelled head. I can't have it. 1:55 remaining here.
I don't know what it is about that far court, but, man, do they throw up the long-range bombs down there? You don't get that on this near court as much. That far court, man, they get to half court, forget it. It's going up.
When did you get glasses, by the way? When was the first time you got glasses?
2000.
Really? You had good eyesight up until then?
No, I was in denial till then.
I got mine, I believe, 1978. And you know why I had to get them? This is a true story. I played largely baseball in my hometown. I didn't really play for the high school. But I went an entire year where my batting average was 0. 000. And why? I couldn't see the ball. It was discovered that my right eye was bad and I couldn't see.
I had to sit closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the screen to edit things. And it just reached a point I'm just like, you know what, I have to do this.
So the reason, I bring it up is my friend Snaky, Lucy Schultz, is getting glasses.
Ah.
I saw a picture. You saw the picture as well. So I sent Lucy a picture of a young bespectacled me who insisted on having his 4th grade picture taken with glasses on. I still don't know why, but in my silk shirt, I might add. Not my Star Wars silk shirt, but my silk shirt. Top notch. I mean, high class stuff. Down to the final 10 here.
Reminder that you can see this video, see this on a demand on the HAN network. If you go to the FCN.net
with 3, and that's it. This one is in the books.
Looks good, Rob.
Everyone deserves their medals, and everybody deserves a huge round of applause for a great day and a great event.
Fun afternoon, really was. Inspiring.
It certainly was. Sean, as we begin to put a wrap on this one, what do you have for me?
Just great to see all these kids out here playing, the partners, the special needs kids coming together. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for having me a part of this broadcast.
It was my pleasure. You did a great job today, and I sincerely mean that, and you know I mean that, so don't say to me off the air I didn't have to say that. John.
It was just inspiring to see all of these athletes push their limits and succeed because they were out there and they tried, and in that was success.
It was indeed a great afternoon here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School, and we were really pleased to be a part of it here on the HAN network. And normally at the end of a broadcast, I have to tell you who won, who lost. Everyone here won today. With all that said, that'll do it from Fairfield Ludlowe High School. We thank you for joining us for the annual Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. Your day will start tomorrow right here on the HAN network with Coffee Break at 11 o'clock. Kate Chaplinsky will have the news. I'll have the weather and the sports. Donald Eng will bring you the history. Nutmeg Sports tomorrow at 2 o'clock as we bring you sports talk and maybe even some of the highlights of this very tournament. Donald Eng and I will host it for you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. For our entire crew here at Fairfield Ludlowe High School, bring you all the names and wish them and you a happy evening. For Marty Hersom, Josh Fisher, AJ Simonowski, Eric Gendron, the legendary Sean Saylor, John Kovach, I'm Rob Adams. It's been a real pleasure to bring this to you. We thank you for watching the 2016 Jack Title Unified Basketball Tournament. You've been watching the FCAC on the HAN network. So long from Fairfield Ludlowe. Good night, everyone.